You want to come up and say hi? You can come and say hi. There you go. There's a Casper. Good morning, good morning. We are up and running. We're up on YouTube. Let's see if we're on. Oh, there we are on Facebook. We're here this morning. Good morning. We're getting ready for coffee with Casper. We're going to gong ourselves in. Here's, of course, the Casper. I got my coffee right here. How you doing? Let me know where you are, where you're checking in from. We're glad you're here this morning. Okay. Good morning, Mark. Nice to see you this morning. Mark and Kai, good to see you guys. Family's looking beautiful. Good morning. Missy Grant from North Carolina. Good morning. Candace from Palm Desert. Good morning. And aloha from Hawaii. Good morning from Albuquerque. Good to see you this morning. Deborah, good to see everybody this morning. We're glad you're all here. We got some light workers showing up to join us for coffee with Casper. That's a beautiful thing. Good morning from Boise. Nice to see you this morning. All right. All the way back from New York City. Had a wonderful time. Give my regards to Broadway. I sure did. Good morning. We're glad you're all here. We're glad you're checking in. We've got a few seconds. We're going to gong ourselves in and think about how we might proceed as the autumn has fallen upon us. Here we go. Good morning from Texas. All right, the family is all gathering. The big spiritual family of lightworkers in the world. Boy, are we needed now. Okay, here we go. Let's gong ourselves in. We're going to take a couple big deep breaths. We're going to allow the sound ah. Take the big deep breath in, let out the sound ah, and allow your whole body to relax. Here we go. We just allow that present, pleasant gong to remind us that each one of us is emitting a signal, and that signal is creating our experience. So we turn ourselves to the light. We take another big, deep breath in. Allow the shoulders to relax and bring the energy up into your heart center. And just give yourself this 20 minutes to be here, to allow yourself to be stimulated, your mind to be awakened, and prepare yourselves for a great and wonderful new month and a great and wonderful new day. Yay! So there's a beautiful, there's a lot of quotes that go on about the fall. It's kind of fall today. Here in Southern California, it's fall this weekend, and then next weekend it's summer again. We're going to be up into the 90s and 100s again next weekend. But that's how the fall will roll, cool and crisp, and wake you up and then remind you of the summer all over again. So there's a beautiful quote. I love this quote from Ruth Ahmed. There is something so special in the early leaves drifting from the trees, as if we were all to be allowed a chance to peel, to refresh, and to start again. To peel, to refresh, and to start again. And so that's where the amazing opportunities in October are, is this opportunity to peel and refresh and to start again. There's we all know several weeks ago, Jimmy Buffett passed away. Jimmy Buffett, for those of you who didn't really know about him until his passing, he's got a song that's on the charts now called Bubbles Up, a posthumously released song. And I'm going to talk about that song today, but really the message within the song, because the song was written as the prognosis was not looking good for him. And he was a person, Jimmy Buffett, in case you didn't know, was not only a songwriter whose hit started in the 1970s, but he was a prolific businessman, very successful with his Margaritaville campaign. In fact, we were on Broadway in New York. There's a Margaritaville Resort Hotel right on Broadway, across the street from where the ball drops on New Year's Eve. It's amazing. I mean, the man, and he was a writer. He wrote several books. I read a couple of his books. Lovely writer, very creative, of course, great songwriter, great businessman, great writer, and somebody who really had a joie de vivre. It was sort of beach and boats and joy. And if you ever went to a Jimmy Buffett concert, it was just extraordinary. Good morning from Arizona. Good morning from Saskatchewan, Canada. Good morning from beautiful Hollywood. Nice to see everybody here this morning. We're glad you're here. We're on Coffee with Casper, and we're chatting away here about how we might bring our light into the world, because right now, bringing our light into the world is a big deal. And we are the answer. Casper, go away. You got your feet wet. I don't even know how. They're getting me wet. So anyway, we're going to talk about Jimmy's song, but really the message that he left, that he could see beyond the struggles that he was in, and continued to bring that great joy and his passion for life into the world right up until when he stepped into the light, into a new expression. But here's what we know. For those of us who have been practitioners in New Thought, people who practice, Ernest Holmes, the great philosopher, said, really, the people who are involved in this teaching have a spiritual practice. And that spiritual practice is daily we meditate and daily we do spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer. And one of the way the mind acquires habits by repetition of thought. And so, of course, we get sort of used to praying in a particular format if we've been involved in this practice. And the opening of this practice of spiritual mind treatment or affirmative prayer is the personal self reminds itself, I remind myself through my words, of who and what I am. And so that opening statement would come out something like this: I know there is one power. That power is perfect. That power is in and as and through all creation and beyond all creation. That power is love and light and joy and peace and providence and grace and magnificence and beauty. And it moves eternally, expressing itself to itself through itself, becoming aware of itself as me, right? So that first step is recognizing the unity of all life. The second step is identifying yourself with that unity of all life, right? So unity consciousness is really the key. What's happening in the world right now is the awareness of the reality of only one life. The life force in you and the life force in me is exactly the same life force. The gift of that individuality as me is whole, complete, and perfect, just as the gift of that individuality in you is whole and complete and perfect. And so the understanding of unity consciousness is the critical awareness of our time. The heartbeat in every nation, in every color, in every way of being. Casper, your feet are wet. Lie down. I don't know where you found water. Anyway, so the awareness of this unity consciousness, that life force in me and as me and through me, is expressing itself through my choices, where I'm putting my attention. Where my attention goes, my energy flows, right? So that's what I think about, comes about. So we want to lift ourselves into the awareness of unity consciousness all the time. We want to lift ourselves into the awareness of unity consciousness all the time. And what we're aware of is that creation and life is filled with waves. So there's peaks and valleys in all expressions. Even as we're ascending up, we're going to do it in the rhythms of life, in the waves of life as they are coming to us and through us through the field of possibilities or the field of probabilities from a quantum mechanic point of view. So we need to know, you and I need to know, that what's erupting in the world right now, when we see all of the division, I'm in this country, I'm a registered voter. So my emails are filled every day with requests for money and requests to choose sides and requests to divide this side against that side. And that's just a wave in the outer waves of the functioning of form. That's just what's happening. But what's appearing, kind of like the pimples that are rising, are the belief in separateness and the belief in unity. Because when we believe in unity, we begin to function differently. So we begin to function out of love and joy and harmony. We begin to consciously choose how we're going to be in the world today. Yeah? How are we going to be in the world today? But there is within each one of us that which knows and knows that it knows. It's sort of like if we remember to raise our consciousness up by means of I know there is one power, that power is perfect, that power is the perfect life of the one. It is all energy, it is the life in all people, in all creation. It is beyond all creation. It is the life in the cosmos, in the stars. It is life in the etheric body, the mental body, the physical body, the spiritual body. It is the one life. And the more we identify with that one life and then use our capacity to affirm good and more good is in my life, health is mine, radiant, vibrant, dynamic health is mine. I am one with the fountain of my eternal youth and beauty. I am love, I am light, I am truth. We begin to frame ourselves so that we can be lifted up. And Jesus, the master teacher, said, if I be lifted up, all will be drawn unto me. And that's what you and I are doing. We are lifting ourselves up so that we can be the ministers of the one in the world on behalf of everybody. For everybody. For ourselves, yes. Because the best way for us to be able to contribute to awakening world is to raise our own vibration and to allow ourselves to experience our good, to allow ourselves to move into joy, to allow ourselves to move into wisdom. So I'm going to go to the lyrics now of this song by Jimmy Buffett called Bubbles Up. I would encourage you, if you get a moment, it's available on Amazon Music, so if you have an Alexa, in the right moment, sit quietly in your space that you love and listen to the beautiful reminder that this song is now vibrating out to all of us. That there's a something within us, a compass, a self that knows, and a way for us to touch it and to identify with it and to call it into our lives. So here's the lyrics. It's when the world starts a reeling from the pressure drop feeling. So we hear, the war in Ukraine, the challenges with dictators, the challenges to democracy in the world, the challenges to our free rights, all of these things happening around us. And we must live in that peace, live in that freedom, live in that joy, and call it into expression in our lives on a daily basis. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. You're watching Coffee with Casper. We're here every Tuesday morning. We've been on the air, streaming now for over 3.5 years, almost 4 years. And there's a lot of video out there. Any one of them is going to touch you if you find it. And if you refer a friend to it, you can Google Coffee with Casper, Google Harry Morgan Moses. You'll find us. And of course, we're here on Facebook and YouTube every week. Go to YouTube and just take a look at it. We invite you, as your contribution to this tone, to this music that we make out of Coffee with Casper, for you to share it. Share it with your friends, link people to it. Let's connect more and more light workers so that we can power each and all of us that know about Unity Conscious to be able to bring that consciousness of unity, of love, of belonging, of harmony into the lives of everyone who touches our experience. So here's the lyrics. When the world starts reeling from that pressure drop feeling, so it means when you hear the bad news of the day, right? We're just treading water each day. There's a way to feel better. So remember in the beginning of COVID when we were all freaking out and everybody had to adjust and find their way, and that's what that pressure drop feeling is like. You've been there, we've been there. The whole world has been there, but are they awake to it? That you did find a way to get through the COVID. You did find a way to get through something the world had never seen before, a plague that was breaking out around the world, and the world knew about it. It wasn't like it was in one continent, in one place. It was everywhere, right? And we found a way. There was a pressure drop feeling, and there's a way to feel better, to be well set to weather the storms until the sun shines again. So what we're trusting is that your life is becoming more and more imbalanced because of your awareness, because of your calling on the I Am presence within you to guide, guard, direct, and protect you, to lead you into the paths of perfect right action. Because that is happening and you're seeing improvement and you're seeing joy coming into your life in a bigger way, what we want to do is invite the rest of the world to join us, right? To find that place, to see through the mist, as Ernest Holmes, the great philosopher, said, to see through the mist into the eternal and changeless reality, and bring that reality into our expression through our awareness. The other word for that would be through our consciousness. So there's a way to feel better until the storms, till the sunshine, till the storms, to get through the storms until the sun shines again. When you're lost on the way, bubbles up. They will point you towards home, no matter how deep or how far you roam. They will show you the surface, and he's a writer, Jimmy Buffett was a writer, the plot and the purpose. In other words, those bubbles, when we begin to look up, to follow the bubbles, to begin to draw that awareness of the deeper joy into our lives, bubbles up, right? They'll show you the way. They'll point you the way, and they will show you the plot and the purpose, the meaning and purpose of your life, and why you're called to be a light worker, and why you chose to come into this lifetime to help humanity birth itself into a new awareness where peace will guide the planet and love will steer the stars. This is where we're going, right? So they'll show you. So when the journey gets long, just know you are loved. Just know you are loved. See, that's the looking up and calling it in. Know you are loved, that there's a light up above, and the joy is always enough. No matter how tough it's gotten, we've made it through. The joy is always enough, and we've found a way to participate in joy. We've found a way to be in tune with the infinite, right? There's a light up, to know you are loved, there's a light up above, and joy. There's always enough, right? So this is where we're going. We're at the place in our lives where we need to toast. The end of the song, the last verse of the song is, so let's pop a cork to the rough and the right, to the bright blazing days, to the sweet starry night. The bright blazing days and the sweet starry nights. That's what we came here to love and enjoy, to appreciate that dawn, the chance of the leaves drifting, if we were all to be allowed a chance to peel, to refresh, and to start again. Bubbles up. Bubbles up. We're all able to rise up and to be lifted up by the bubbles that will float us into deeper joy, deeper love, to remind us of the bright blazing days and the sweet starry nights, right? Because the joy is always enough. Why did I come? I came here to live my life and fulfill my purpose. I choose to comfortably live my life and fulfill my purpose. And now many of us have gone through the struggles in all the different areas of our lives. Not all of us, some of us are still working. But do you notice as you trust the bubbles up, and you bring your attention to that higher and more generous part of life, where the beauty is all around us, and we see it, and we feel it, and we hear it, where the wet dog doesn't bother us because he's a beautiful, loving creature, and he's just wet. Right? We just begin to allow the water come off the duck, the water off a duck's back. When the things happen that throw us off course, we remember that we're just in a wave, and that the beauty of life, the joy, is always enough. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. You're watching Coffee with Casper. Let me know where you are, where you're checking in from. We're glad you're here. You're a light worker in the world, and your connection and our connection together, all of us, as we are bringing our individual light in our unique way into the world, right? We can know, bubbles up. The joy is always enough, right? To know you are loved, there's a light up above, and the joy is always enough. We have a compass on which we can rely. We can remember, I am that I am. That is the glorious expression of life itself in, as, and through me, and I'm the only place where it can happen as me. I'm the only place where the light can come forth through the unique expression that is my individuality, just as the light in you is the only place that it can come forth in your individuality. Isn't this fantastic? That we are now learning to apply by listening, stilling the mind, to be still once a day, usually for 15 or 20 minutes, whatever your time is. Still the mind, quiet the mind. And then as we remember who we are, as we bubble up, we allow the bubbles to show us the way to the light, to show us there's a light up above, that you're truly loved. And the joy is always enough, right? When we remember that and bring it into our life. So now, hopefully your life is moving beautifully. And as it's moving beautifully, you are adjusting, right? And then you look out in the world and go, boy, the world is still in torment, because unity consciousness is the thing that's not known. And the people who are striving to hold on to their individual power, their separateness, are fighting harder than ever. So it's bringing up to the surface all of this stuff that needs to be released, right? And you and I are the right people at the right time to do this work in the world. Bubbles up. It has nothing to do with booze. It has to do with the effervescence of life and bringing it forward in your expression this week. Let the effervescence in life move in you and as you and through you this week. Let that light shine and touch everybody who you touch in your world this week. And you are bringing forth, you are being the light worker on behalf of the one, in the one, for the one, as the one. You are the glory of the Most High itself. I'm Harry Morgan Moses. You're watching Coffee with Casper. We're glad you've been with us today. Have a great and wonderful week. Until we meet again, we invite you to go in the light, as the light, and with the light. May the long-time sun shine upon you. All love surround you, and the pure light within you guide you on your way. We'll see you next week on Coffee with Casper. Bye for now. Did you say goodbye? Did you say goodbye, big boy? Bye.